NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Players. Good contact, good result.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Phil Mickelson said it's like walking on a balance beam. If it's only a foot off the ground, you do it no problem. But if you raise it 10 stories, then it becomes an entirely different proposition.
Well, you see it. As you walk down 16, you look across the lake. There's the green, you see the stand. And then, of course, when you putt out on 16, there's an 80-yard walk to the 17th tee. And over 80 yards, it's a lot of time for the rats to spin on the treadmill inside your head.
It's a good-looking putt right here. He might like it.
Starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Take you down to hole number 11.
Frank, what have you seen so far through the early portion of the day from our featured golfers?
A lot of really good, solid play. Nothing outstanding, but well, a few more good ones might just change our theory on that.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run out. Just blistered that tee shot.
Now, that has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Now the second shot to the par 5. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
He'll need to be strong with this. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
It's a nice birdie right there.
Could not have come at a better time. Third place now.
Frank, what's so much fun about TPC Sawgrass is the excitement that it generates for a fan and how many different holes there are. 12 is a good example.
Yeah, 12 looks like it's fresh from Scotland. You can see why Pete Dye spent a lot of time over there. Tee shot looks straight away, but the second shot is blind. The shot you'd get in Scotland with a wedge where you just see the top of the flagstick and you've got to really guesstimate on the yardage that you have. But a good wedge shot and someone that can judge their distance, this is certainly a birdie hole.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man.
This would be nice. A birdie on the card. See if he can make it.
Good job right there. Now making a move and setting himself up for, who knows, a good weekend run, maybe at another title. The former college standout has been excellent today. Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Starting to pile up the birdies. 5 under par for the tournament.
Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And, of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right where those hillocks and thick rough is and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's no snack, though.
Makes it right in the center. Now to the 15th, and Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right. And really 2 good shots and a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just take 15 lightly. And 15 has just a gentle nibble that turns into a bite.
Now playing the second here at the par 4. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. So with that make, now at 7 under par.
Rich, in that great opportunity, name on top of the leaderboard. It is only round 1.
Good place to be. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players. Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, what's the best way to get at this first hole?
Ideally, you want to go with a short iron. Makes it easier to keep the ball on the right level. Should be safely on deck.
That was a solid strike and a good result. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Oh, that was nasty.
That's an outrage right there. I mean, if there's a high commission of golfdom, we need to consult them right now because it's just simply not fair, Frank. It's not.
I think the people above are frowning and the people below.
Did the job right there. Frank, what do you make of the par 5 second?
Doglegs to the left, so there's a decision to be made here all the time, but a good hooking tee shot, that takes the trees on the left out of play and even the rough on the right. Good tee shot here. I've seen people get home with as little as a 5 on.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Second from an excellent lie. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead.
Frank, a nice mix of holes to start. So here we go with a par 3 at the third.
Very narrow at the front of the screen, and that bunker too, you don't actually see it off the tee, the back left bunker, and it sneaks into that left side. So if that flag is on the left, just be careful.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
And it makes the green in regulation. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Just a couple of feet.
Now, that's a good par there, Rich.
Frank, how would you describe the bunker all along the right here at number 4?
Well, it looks like it never stops. It covers really the entire length of that tee shot down the right side.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards.
Frank, the second here at the 4th is a dangerous shot.
Once again, this is another example of where you have to look at the green. Where exactly is the flag? If it's on that high portion, you've got to fly it all the way back.
This is a good-looking shot. And he's made it onto the green now. Par yesterday, now for birdie. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. So close, just a tap in from there. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
With 9 holes to go, bogeys become so much more expensive.
Frank, the golf course toughens up right here at the long par 4 fifth.
Yeah, when you play it off the back tee, 470 yards, it's nearly 320 yards to that last bunker down the left side. That really has to be in the back of your mind. The ideal tee shot, little left to right. Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
Drops for a par. Frank, you don't want to get too cute with that second shot here at the 6th.
I remember many a time, Rich, when they put the flag right of center. You try and hit it a little bit too close, those palm trees all of a sudden come into play. Hits one of those, that ball can go anywhere. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, now the second shot here at hole number 6.
Yeah, not overly long, but be very aware of these palm trees that are short. Many a shot's caught those trees coming into this green. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Doing that trio at the top.
2 rounds in the books, Frank, and a good spot from which to make a move.
Yeah, well positioned. Really, if you're leading, it's a different pressure. Being in the chaser pack there, playing well, what a great position to go into with 2 rounds to go.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Players.
What a great shot.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Can't hide the flagstick from that man. Another one inside of 5 feet. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and things are starting to tighten up right now. Going to see where the next move comes from.
Now to the 5th. This long par 4 thought to be one of the most difficult holes on the front side here at the TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, if you've got plenty of length in the bag, you can almost take it directly over the bunker on the right. But if you're not as long, you have to air down that left side.
A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Frank, as players get set for the second shot here at the 5th, what are they thinking?
You have to be precise with the second shot. You miss it long and left. Very, very difficult chip there. And, of course, short and right. In amongst those moguls in the bunker, it's tough to get it up and down.
Well, you can hear it right off the center of the club face. This has a chance to be close. On the green in regulation. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right.
you consider the length of that putt. It was a good putt.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good par. Frank, this isn't a hole that sort of jumps out at you the way, say, 17 does.
Yeah, a lot of times people will just sort of gloss over it, but anytime you get a par 4 under 400 yards, it's a great opportunity. But once again, a positional hole. Take advantage of it.
Officials are calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, how do you size up the approach shot now at the 6th?
Ideally, you'd want to have a good yardage in here. Something where you can hit a nice, high, lofted short iron to make sure that you don't mess with those palm trees.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
This from about 10 feet. Are you kidding me?
That looked like it was in.
So they'll tap in. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, the 7th hole here at the TPC Sawgrass, vintage Pete Dye, isn't it?
It is. Anything other than straight confuses the player off the tee. But there's 3 pot bunkers down the right side, just inside that last little pot bunker on the left of that. It's actually a pretty good line.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Frank, you've been there. What's the best way to approach this next shot at the 7th hole?
There's a lot of mounding on this 7th green, to the right and the left. You can use those mounds to kick the ball to the flag.
Good-looking shot right here. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. Good 3rd round, Frank, and a good spot heading to the final 18.
Yeah, to be in the top 5 right now, the caliber of this field, know that your game is good enough too, and a legitimate chance of taking home the trophy come tomorrow night. This really is what all those hours on the range contribute to this moment right now.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Players. We're at the TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, for one of the game's most prestigious titles, the Players Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo.
Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Into the thick stuff. That's a difficult lie. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Perfect. And in the hole. What a shot. Hole number 13 here at Sawgrass. Tricky 181-yard par 3.
You don't have to hit directly at this flag. When that flag's at the back there, you can use the contour. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it.
Oh, huge. Huge with a capital H.
Busted that.
That's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here. Another good swing, another good approach shot.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Has his par. Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right, this is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. You can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the green, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it'll finish well away from the hole.
Frank, once again, precision is so important as we look at this second shot to the 15th.
Yeah, you're looking at the flag here. You're looking at birdie. But if you miss, the big bunker on the left will swallow it up, and there's two little pop bunkers on the right. Tough to get it up and down. And in the direction of the sand.
Looks like it. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Just a couple of feet. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
You licking your chops here, Frank, as a player, when you get to this tee box?
Well, it's an opportunity. A 4 here certainly makes the mood better when you walk to 17 and then 18. So a 4 here is more than just making a birdie on a par 5.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it. Great lie. What a great shot. He has really hit it a long way. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5. Down, little Sheba. Down! That's one of the more depressing sights in golf. You hit a good one, and then it just sucks back too much spin off the green. See if you can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. A good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Frank, you think about heartache here at 17 through the years. What comes to mind?
Obviously, Sean O'Hare is the first memory. I remember Len Matisse messing the hole up. Sergio Garcia just a couple of years ago when he was trying to make 2. And you're punished so severely at 17 for a miss. But you're rewarded, too, for bravery. And it's that fine line between being a hero and a fool. And it comes down to 137 yards.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Makes the putt for a birdie. Now one of the more difficult holes in golf. The 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes above par. What makes it so challenging, Frank?
Just that big body of water that's to the left of 18 here, that's also shared to the right of 9. Not a single fairway bunker on this 18th hole. So really, lack of definition. It's so hard to find a target here.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Good putt. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Peach Invitational. Setting up for a 210-yard shot here to the par 3. Now over to the 6th hole.
Frank, when you get out of the gates, as our featured golfer has done, with a lot of pars, steady play, what's the mindset?
You've got to keep doing that, Rich. Just maybe get a little closer to the hole, drive a little bit better, work on the pace of the putting. Just little gains, and then all of a sudden you're going to notice a big difference in the scorecard.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say. I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Well, not in contention, but in for par. Par 4 7th, slight dogleg to the left, 434 yards.
Right out of the center of the bat.
Did you hear that?
That ball's run out certainly over 300 yards, Frank. Call it about 310. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That will be a great look at birdie. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Frank's starting to make the move.
Leaderboard very volatile at the moment, so a lot of move in that middle piece of the leaderboard. Top 20 so far.
Now at the 8th, looking at 105 yards on this par 4. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
If the conditions are right, a player can take it deep here into red figures. Zach Johnson, and he's not one of the longest hitters, but he is about as good with a wedge in his hand as anyone on tour. Zach Johnson back in 2007 shot, how's this, 10 under 60 in the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. Former college #1 makes another birdie. Rounding out the front 9 here at East Lake, and interesting, this is our first par 5 of the day. Just 2 par 5s on the course, and the first is here at the 9th, set up at an even 600 yards.
Second shot.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that one didn't work out. Didn't look bad in the air. It hit the green, but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
He'll need to be strong with this. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Starting to make the move, now to -3 with yet another birdie. Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back 9, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way.
Not missing by much today, but enough to again be in the bunker. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
His second shot. He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole.
Looks like he just misread that.
Settles in over the putt. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. Now at the only hole on the golf course that starts with a 1 at the beginning of the yardage. This par 3 11th, just under 200 yards, 197.
Does play a little bit uphill, so you might as well say it's 200 yards plus. Narrow entry into this green. The looks can be deceiving. This hole looks like a pushover, but stray a little left, stray a little right, and then you're sort of pitching across the green with a lot of tilt in it.
So a tester from 4 feet.
What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
There you have it, Frank. The first round is a wrap. We saw some good golf out there.
It was certainly a fun round to watch. There's a lot of great players in this field, and this is such an exciting venue. I just can't wait to see what happens the rest of the championship.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here. Frank, just into that first cut.
Yeah, it's sitting up. Really, this isn't too bad a situation. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par. Safely on the dance floor.
And getting ready for the putt. That is a solid par putt right there. Here at the par 3 second hole, bunker left, bunker just short of the green. That water is not in play for most of these professionals. The green is 34 yards deep. The key here probably is to keep it below the hole. It can get tricky if you're above it.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? Even par currently.
Continues to roll the ball very well.
We talked about the good mix of holes to start here at East Lake. So coming off that par 3 second hole, now to the very short par 4 third, just 390 yards. But really, with all of the bunkers and the trees and this green, it's a tricky proposition. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just a couple of feet. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the par 4 fourth. At first glance, you see 440 yards. Some of us might say that's a long par 4, but in today's professional game, that is not long by any stretch, the way they are bombing it down there with that driver. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. So this is where club selection becomes much more important. Uphill, make sure you have enough stick, and then swing away. This is a good-looking shot. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. Back on the tee here at East Lake, fifth hole, 520-yard par 4. Well, this one's sweet, Frank.
Super. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
He can't be that good.
Sensational shot right there, Frank.
Oh, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
Par 3/6 here at East Lake, always a fan favorite and one of the most challenging holes on the course. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
That will be a great look at birdie. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Join that trio at the top.
There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational. Hello, everybody. I'm Rich Lerner, and beside me is my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. We're here in the state of Georgia getting ready to kick off the round here at East Lake Golf Club. It's been a permanent home to the Tour Championship since 2005. Golf course today set up as a par 70 for the professionals, usually a par 72 for the members. I'm excited to call all the action out on the course for you today. Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Second shot from 120. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal, right? Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot.
We mentioned just 2 par 5s here at East Lake, and here is that second par 5. It's the 15th and only 525 yards.
Yeah, this is a doozy, really, especially where it comes in the round. It forces you to attack the hole. There's plenty of trouble off the tee, bunkers right and that solitary one on the left. But the second shot, if you can just keep it slightly left of the flag, you'll notice the natural contours will send that ball to the right.
Again, with only 2 par 5s on the golf course, this is a pretty big moment here. Scoring opportunity. This at the par 5 15. Let's see what they do.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Frank, that's the biggest roar I've heard all week long. That was an eagle roar.
Yeah, for good reason, not just an eagle too. All of a sudden, back in contention.
Here we are at the 16th now. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Frank, that birdie will help the cause.
Now the 17th hole here at East Lake, 455 yards, made famous a few years back by Bill Haas, who splashed one out of the water left of the green on his way to winning the FedEx Cup Championship.
That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that.
Ready for a second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
He's safely on deck.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Really starting to shine, moves to 10 under for the tournament. The 18th hole here at East Lake is a par 3, 235 yards to the green. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
This is a long putt. Really the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. That was not a very good read right there. Getting set now over the putt. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, and those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Peach Invitational. Boy, this one has a chance to be really good. Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Just a couple of feet. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Backing up that long 13th hole, we now arrive at the 14th, and this too is a challenging par 4, Frank.
Tough fairway to hit because of the pitch from the left side of the fairway to the right side of the fairway. No fairway bunkers to worry about, but if you watch the Tour Championship over the years, you'll find the majority of the field live in that right rough. It's the most difficult part of playing this downhill par 4.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Settles in over the putt. Nothing wrong with that par putt. This par 5 15th measures in at only 525 yards. There is a chance to get to the green in two without question, but there's also some trouble out there. Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Makeable punt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Moving on to number 16 now, 481-yard par 4.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
From about 8 feet. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to grind out a par here. Needs it. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Over the last decade, the 17th at 455 yards with that water looming left has proven to be one of the most dramatic holes in golf. Frank, this one's headed way right.
And rough trees, all sorts of problems on that right side. Oh, that's off the beaten track. You've got 5 minutes to find it. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
In for par. Now to the final hole here at East Lake Golf Club. And Frank, there aren't too many golf courses that finish with a par 3.
And that's why it's always under a debate whether you should finish on a par 3, especially one of this length. Twos are very, very hard to find on this green. And the reason why there's so many slopes and hollows here, the 2 bunkers, remember the great up and down from Jim Furyk from the right bunker, that's more than possible. But this is it. This is what it comes down to. Somehow make a 3.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
That's how you keep a round going, make them from that distance. So another tournament in the books, Frank, and what'd you make of this one?
Quality venue once again, Rich. The standard of courses we're seeing is excellent, and consequently it's enabling the players to really play some great golf. So I think golf's the winner today.